Without knowledge, action is useless, and knowledge without action is futile. Solitude is better than the society of evil persons. Oh man, you are busy working for the world, and the world is busy trying to turn you out. There is greatness in the fear of God, contentment in faith of God, and honor in humility. I have been given the authority over you, and I am not the best of you. If I do well, help me, and if I do wrong, set me right. Sincere regard for truth. He who avoids complaint invites happiness. You expect the blessings of God. Be kind to His people. Run away from greatness, and greatness will follow you. Good actions are a guard against the blows of adversity. He who builds a masjid in the way of Allah, God will build a house for him in the paradise. There is no harm in patience, and no profit in lamentation. Death is easier to bear than that which precedes it, and more severe than that which comes after it. Remember the death of the apostle of God, and your sorrow will be lessened. He who prays 5 times a day is in the protection of God, and he who is protected by God cannot be harmed by anyone. Do not deceive or be faithless, even with your enemy. It is bad for a young man to sin, but it is worse for an old man to sin. Maybe a thing that you do not like is really in your interest. It is possible that a thing that you may desire may be against your interest. He who is not impressed by sound advice lacks faith. Do not get elated at any victory, for all such victory is subject to the will of God. Allah will help him who moves in the way of Allah. The greatest truth is honesty, and the greatest falsehood is dishonesty. It is a matter of shame that in the morning, the birds should be awake earlier than you. Do not look down upon any Muslim, for even the most inferior believer is great in the eyes of God. Follow the way of life, which the Holy Prophet has shown you, for verily that is the right path. He who aspires to paradise should learn to deal with people with kindness. Intentions count in your actions. Death is the easiest of all things after it, and the hardest of all things before it. If an ignorant person is attracted by the things of the world, that is bad. But if a learned person is thus attracted, it is worse. Youth is not restored by the dyeing of your hair. God blesses him who helps his brother. In the matter of justice, all should be equal in your eyes. He who becomes a Muslim does so in his own interest. Have an earnestness for death, and you will have life. He who fears to weep should learn to be kind to those who weep. The true believer is rewarded in everything, even in affliction. God helps those who fear him. The people who abandon jihad fall a victim to humility and degradation. When you advise any person, you should be guided by the fear of God. Muslims should live like brothers. Cursed is the man who dies, but the evil done by him survives. The more knowledge you have, the greater will be your fear of Allah. Knowledge is the life of the mind. Pride in the case of a rich man is bad, but pride in the case of a poor man is worse. To fight against the infidels is jihad, but to fight against your evil self is greater jihad. Our abode in this world is transitory. Our life therein is but a loan. Our breaths are numbered, and our indolence is manifest. Do not follow vain desires, for verily he who prospers is preserved from lust, greed, and anger. When knowledge is limited, it leads to folly. When knowledge exceeds a certain limit, it leads to exploitation. Every day, nay, every moment, try to do some good deed. Use the same measure for selling that you use for purchasing. Jihad is obligatory for the Muslims. If you want to control other people, first control yourself. When you seek advice, do not withhold any facts from the person whose advice you seek.